This is the voiceover for a 12-acre tract at Timber Shoals Ranch. Big tract, one of the biggest out here. We're parked on the easement road at the south side, and we just launched the drone. In a minute here, we spliced in an aerial map so we can quickly talk about what that is. You kind of see what you're looking at. Check the listing as well, obviously, but we're trying to splice get better at putting a little map in with these drone videos to give you a quick overview. We're looking northerly at the property. You can see Bull Shoals Lake. This property has direct frontage on Bull Shoals. There we go. There's the aerial. So the property's outlined in red right there. You can see along the west side it has a ton of frontage on the easements, different easement roads. Goes northeasterly, excuse me, and the shaded area is the Corps of Engineer line, which gives you access to the water. So about 300 feet on the take line, which is awesome. The video, we're actually launching from the south side, and we're going to fly northeasterly over the property toward the water. So as it display there we go. So right now we're looking northeasterly directly over the property. That's Bull Shoals Lake. Gorgeous lake, and this is a beautiful section of the lake also. That's looking southerly toward what we call the Sandy Beach area on all the maps. It's been a good spot for us for putting in a pontoon boat and jet skis at the Sandy Beach area. Extremely heavily wooded property, mostly hardwoods, although you can see some cedars, excuse me, as we look to the north as well. So we're going to try to back up a little bit and get a good overview of the whole works as we look north or northeasterly over the property. We have not walked much of the property. Basically, if you look at the ground video, that's what we've seen, but we do have topo maps. It's level on the south side. If you're going from south to north, it's level on the southern side. Stays level for a little bit, slopes down, has a small creek bed which crosses the property. We saw that in the ground video. And then it's a mixture of kind of up and down as you head toward the take line. From the take line, it's a very short walk right to the water in a small private cove on Bull Shoals Lake. Good fishing, good swimming, beautiful section of lake. Okay, so flying northerly. There you can see that looks like a cedar grove. That's very possibly about where that creek bed is that crosses over the property that we saw in the ground video. A lot of hardwood trees, but some cedar and pine as well. So a good mixture. We saw no signs of logging out here on this property. If there was any logging, it was decades ago, because we really didn't see any signs of it. There may have been a couple trees cut for firewood, but we really didn't see signs of that either. So pretty unusual to have such nice timber. And there we go. We're transitioning from the property into the Corps land, and then the lake itself. Bull Shoals Lake being a Corps of Engineer lake. If you have frontage on that Corps land, that's basically open for public use, so you can walk right to the lakefront from the property, which is really, really cool. Very good fishing. That cove right there offers some nice private fishing opportunities. The main channel's right there as well, though, so for jet skiing or pulling a tube or whatever, it's a really good section of lake for that, because it's not super busy. So I mean, you'll see people out here fishing and pontoon boats and such, but it's never packed like some of the lakes. Table Rock Lake, which is west of here, not that far west, but that's another Corps of Engineer lake, right at Branson, and that gets really busy. So that's not as family friendly. That's State Line Cove right there. Excuse me, and that's another place where we have launched a boat. If you look toward the top of the screen, you can see that open meadow. At the left side of that meadow is Moe Ark Road. That's the paved road, and then it transitions to the gravel easement road system that you take down to the property. Definitely need the maps. Definitely the MapRight app. If you want to download that, we'll be happy to send you the link for the interactive map. We say that about every property, but a property like this, I mean, you really, really do need maps in hand, and the MapRight app would be good to have as well, because this road system is confusing out here. I've personally been out here many times, and it's really easy to get turned around. I think, in fact, when I was doing either this video or an adjacent video, I actually went the wrong way on a road for a while. I thought north was south, and as I looked at the map right, I was like, oh wow. I got turned around and we had to go back the other way. Very pretty little cove. I mean, talk about privacy. Bring your fishing pole and walk right there and probably fish all day and not have a boat come into that cove. Oh, fish just jumped in the water toward the bottom of the screen there. I think what we were trying to do here was trying to get low enough to see if we could see the actual fish, because generally it's a very clear, beautiful lake. But if memory serves, as soon as we start getting a little too far down, we lose signal on the drone, so we have to immediately shoot back up again. Such a gorgeous, peaceful area. As we look at that, the end of the cove, you can see kind of a cleared spot. There are multiple trails that go to the lake here, so that's probably one of the trails. You can look at the listing to see the different maps, but I mean, tons of fun on a four-wheeler or whatnot to really explore these different trails at Timber Shoals Ranch. I mean, it's so private out here, it's just great. The peninsula itself has about five and a half miles of shoreline, and the Corps of Engineer land is open for public use, but there are no public roads to this shoreline. It's only the private roads within Timber Shoals Ranch. So I mean, you just seldom see people on this shoreline. So now we're flying back southwesterly. I think the battery was getting low, so we're moving kind of quickly here. And there's probably that creek bed area on the property with some cedar trees, and then getting more toward the south side, we're at levels off. So I mean, you've got a lot of opportunities for camp sites or building sites. The wildlife is phenomenal out here. You'll see deer and turkey all the time. Just fantastic. So now we're over the south end and we're kind of looking southerly there. Phenomenal property. Like I said, a very large tract, one of the largest out here. Check out InstantAcres.com to see if it's still available. If you've been looking for land on the Corps of Engineer land with access to Bull Shoals Lake, you know it is hard to come by. So here's a big piece with several hundred feet of frontage directly on the Corps line. Gives you access to the water. InstantAcres.com, that's us.